Hey everyone, I'm bringing you this training tonight for you because it is January 2024. We're at the start of a new year. Now, I think and I hope that we can all agree here that nobody needs to wait till January. We don't need to wait till a new year to set goals or to change habits or to change behaviors or to grow or heal or to do all of the things. We don't need to wait till the new year to do all of these things if we want to. We can choose to change any time of the year. Yeah. But because it's a new year, I feel like it is a good chance to just go over what the space and the energy is like at the moment, with a lot of people setting these goals and these intentions and have really really high motivation levels and feeling amazing and on fire, and then what usually happens is by the end of January or February, most people end up reverting back to who they normally are, and then can't be bothered, or it's too hard, or it's too tough to try and change, and it's too much. And so I want to bring you this training to talk to you about identity shifting and what that means and how you can focus on shifting your identity and who you believe you are when it comes to your health and well-being and your health and wellness and fitness, rather than just solely setting a goal on its own and writing it down, which is still great, and then just hoping it'll work out. I hope that I will lose 10 kilos. I hope that I will drink 2 liters of water a day. I hope that I will stop eating takeaways. I hope. And you're just waiting on and using hope as a way of maybe hopefully getting to these goals. And then it's not really enough to actually make these habits stick and make them into lifestyle changes. So with identity shifting, I want to give you a bit of an example with myself first, just so that it can make sense for you. And then I'll share my screen because I love visuals and writing things down and visually showing what's going on and teaching you something, to really go through this process so it can really make sense with you and it can land, rather than be something that you just watch and go, okay, great, and then not implement and not actually do anything with. Yeah. So if I were to give a really good example I can think of when it comes to shifting your identity or who you believe that you are, it would be this. So for myself, when it comes to sleeping, my identity is really, really set in the belief of I am a good sleeper. When I was a baby, I had drilled into me, programmed into me. My mum always said, my daughter's a good sleeper. She loves sleeping. She sleeps a lot, and she feels really good and happy and energetic when she gets good sleeps. And so I had those words spoken over my life from when I was a really, really young child. And so I always believed that I was a good sleeper. So when it came to having all of these gut issues that I had, when I had eczema and irritable bowel syndrome and chronic hay fever and really bad period pains and all of the things, I was still able to sleep okay. I still, if I would stay up late at night scrolling, or if I was on social media arguing with strangers to try and prove a point, to try and prove that I'm worthy enough and be validated and to just be seen and to be accepted, I would still be able to sleep fine that night. I've never struggled with insomnia or restless sleeping or anything like that. Even though I had a terrible diet, even though I was on a load of medication and a load of different medications, and I had mental and emotional stress, I could still sleep okay. It never affected my sleep. That's because the power of identity, of who I believe I am when it comes to sleep, is so solid. I believe that I can get good night's sleep no matter what, no matter when, no matter what the situation. Yeah. And I am about to give birth to my second baby. So with my first daughter, when she was a newborn, I knew that there were going to be times where she wasn't going to sleep, and I knew it was going to be tough. But I always knew there was going to be a way out. I always said to myself, she's going to end up sleeping for the night. I'm going to end up sleeping for the night. We're going to be okay. I always saw that light at the end of the tunnel when it came to sleep. So for me, going through that process of having a newborn, was and did have its challenging moments, but it wasn't something that's like, oh, this is just the most devastating, hardest, toughest time of my whole entire life. It wasn't that bad. It was something that I was able to get through because I always told myself it will end. It's only temporary. It's not going to last years. I never said, what if she doesn't sleep for years? What if I don't sleep for years through the night? I never said that. I was like, no, 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 we're going to end up sleeping for the night, both of us. We're going to figure it out. We're going to make it work no matter what it takes. Because I believed that it was possible, because I believe that I'm a good sleeper, and sleep is what fuels me and gives me my energy and gives me my vibrance and my vitality and my whole entire being. And so because I'm so set in that belief when it comes to sleep, it doesn't really matter like what life throws at me. It doesn't matter how many kids I have or what situation I'm in. I'll still figure out how to get rest somehow. I'll figure it out. I'll ask for help, or I will do whatever it takes so that I can get my rest. Because when I have my rest, like all of us, when we have our sleep, our full night's sleep, quality sleep, and our rest, we feel so much better than when we're just walking around like a zombie, just half of a person, just giving out dribbles of crumbs to people because that's all of what we have to give. And so I want to encourage you with this process that as I go through it and I share my screen in a minute, to really just become aware. At first, you don't have to watch this training and say, I'm going to change everything right now, and it can get overwhelming. It can get a lot. So I want you to just bring to your awareness, what are you believing about yourself to be true? What are your identities of who you believe you are to be true right now? And are they in alignment of who you are wanting to become? Yeah, because it's actually really important to know that it's not always about achieving the goals, achieving the 10-kilo weight loss and achieving the healthy relationship with food and getting to the goals and climbing the mountain and getting to the top. It's actually more so about the journey and the person who you are becoming on the way. So if you're solely focused on just losing the 10 kilos, just only coming off medication and all of the things which are amazing and really, really good goals to aim for, you can kind of get so caught on the destination rather than the person who you're becoming, which means that as soon as you get there, this is why some people struggle with this, is that they feel like they kind of revert back to who they were again, and they end up gaining the weight again, or end up needing to go back on the medication again, or end up binge eating, or end up going back to eating takeaways 4 nights a week, or going back to drinking lots of alcohol, or going back to doing the things that they had already removed from their life or already achieved, and then they've gone back to who they were again because they were just so focused on the goal itself and not actually doing any inner work and changing anything internally. It was just about, got to get to the goal. And then you get there and you've got to be able to hold that and maintain it. Yeah, you've got to be able to become the person who can have the fit body, have the smaller toned body, have the abs, whatever it is that you want, the person that can handle having the healthier foods and handle saying no to these foods and saying yes to these foods, and putting in boundaries and standards around your time and your energy. You've got to be able to become the person who can hold doing that, because if you can't hold it, you're going to give in really easily to the things that you used to give into, and you're going to go back just like a rubber band back to where you were before, and you're going to feel stuck and annoyed and miserable and feel like, what's the point of even trying? This is who I am, I'm just going to stay this way. I'm meant to be fat, I'm meant to be sick, I'm meant to be tired, I'm meant to be, this is just my life and this is just how it is, and it kind of demotivates you from ever really trying again and having another go. So I'm going to share my screen and I want to write out some things for you. This is a really good opportunity to get out your journal, a notebook and a pen to really write these down so that you can actually, writing things down can be more powerful than just thinking about it, because usually you can tend to forget unless it's actually written down. Okay, here we go. So, identity. Identity shifting. Whoops. Identity shifting training. Here we go. So first of all, what I would like you to write down is all of the things, and look, there are lots of areas we could do this in. There are your finances, there are your friends, your family, your husband, your spouse, your kids, your job, career, business. There are health and wellness. There are lots of different areas we could do this on, and it would take a while to go through every single area in your life, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, socially, everything. So we're just going to focus here on the area of health, wellness, fitness, well-being, whatever you want to call it, well-being, vitality. Yeah, whatever word suits you, health, wellness, fitness. That's the area that we're going to focus on with this training here. Even though I do love to take a holistic approach and look at other areas as well, because we're all interconnected and everything's going to connect in somewhere, some way, somehow anyway. So what I want you to write down is all the beliefs or identities, if you want to call them that, beliefs, identities that you believe are true about yourself. Now, I'm putting in here consciously, because you're not going to know the ones subconsciously that you're not aware of. Yes, that's when you get like a coach or a counselor or a therapist or a mentor or someone to help you with the ones that you're not sure of, when you feel like you're stuck. And if you're looking at this and you're going, I don't know, or you go through it and you go, I don't know what I believe, it's you're probably needing some help or needing to find somebody who can help coach you and guide you in this area here, because it may be you're not able to tap into that part of your mind to think about what is really going on here. Or maybe it's all there and you're just really stressed and overwhelmed and busy and have quite a chaotic life, and you just need to go and sit outside and write these down in nature, in the fresh air, out in the sun, where there's no distractions and where you're feeling calm and grounded. Okay, so it's important when you do this, you're actually feeling, when doing this, we want to feel calm, peaceful, grounded, happy, joyful, all of those kind of feelings. Because if you're trying to think of these coming from a place of stress and overwhelm, you're going to have a completely different outcome compared to if you are feeling more of these feelings here. So it's good to have no distractions right now. If you have a lot of noise going on right now, make sure to pause the video and go somewhere that's quiet, or come back to it when you do have an opportunity where you are feeling more calm and not so chaotic. Okay, so I'm going to give you some examples here that you can go off if you wish. Otherwise, you can just write your own ones down. So write down all the beliefs and identities that you believe are true about yourself when it comes to health, wellness, fitness. Okay, so maybe you believe I am fat. Okay, maybe that's what you believe about yourself. If you say that about yourself, if you question that about yourself, and that's something that you go to, oh, I can't fit this dress, I'm fat. Oh, I can't run 1 kilometer, it's because I'm too fat. Oh, I can't join up to a gym and exercise, I'm too fat. If you say that about yourself often, that's going to be an identity that you believe, or a belief that you believe about yourself. So write that down. Okay, so we're putting in good or bad ones. Okay, ones that you love about yourself and ones that you don't love so much. Write them down, whatever it is that you believe about yourself. Okay, here's another one. I can't eat healthy, it's too expensive. Okay, so that's another belief that you may believe about yourself. Now, some of them are beliefs, like this one here, I can't eat healthy, it's too expensive, isn't so much like an identity, it's more like a belief. But I am fat, so being fat is an identity. I identify as somebody who is fat or overweight or obese. That's my identity. Yeah, so it's a mixture of identity and beliefs together, but you can use them interchangeably if you wish. So what's a positive one? Worthy of, here's another belief, or this one's a belief. I love my body unconditionally. I am fit. So you may believe about yourself that you're fit. So if you do, if you believe, you truly believe, or that's your identity. I identify as a fit person. I tell people, yeah, I am fit. Yeah, I'm a fit person. I love being fit. Then write that down. So usually like I am are quite bold identity ones. And then ones that are a bit more of a sentence can be a bit more of a belief. I am fit. I hate or can't sleep well. It's just like I talked about before. Here's one for me. I love sleep. So you might believe that you hate sleep or that you love sleep. So whatever you believe about sleep, write that down. It might be that sleep is too hard. It's not possible for me. I'm a mom. I'm a dad. I can't sleep. It's too much for me. I'm not able, like whatever you believe to be true about your sleep, because that's definitely part of health and wellness and well-being, then write that down there. Okay, so if there's any more that come to mind for yourself, write them all down. You may believe I am worthy, but then you really want to get a bit more clear about what that means, because it's like, are you worthy with what? Worthy with your body, worthy with your food, worthy with your trust in your gut, worthy with trust in your intuition. Like, what are you worthy with? Because worthy is just like the word health. Health is such a broad term. It can mean 100 different things. Get clear with this one. I am worthy. What kind of worthiness is it, if that is one that resonates with you? I am worthy of relationship with food. Okay, maybe you feel like you're worthy of it. That there doesn't specifically say whether you have a healthy relationship with food or not. It's just saying that you're worthy of it, or believing that you're worthy, which can be the first step to having it, is actually believing that you're worthy and having a healthy relationship first. Okay, so finish those off there. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to go through each of them, and I want you to either circle or highlight the ones that serve you, the ones that are positive, the ones that you want to keep, the ones that you like. Okay, so first of all, it was writing down all of the beliefs and identities you can think of, okay, whether they're good, bad, negative, positive, inspiring, not inspiring, empowering, disempowering, writing them all down. Now we're going to go through and look at the ones that we actually like, that we want to keep. So if I was to go through this one, I wouldn't circle I'm fat, because it's not really empowering. That's quite disempowering. I'd circle this one. I love my body unconditionally. So that's a belief that I would want to keep, that I want to actually hold on to. That's an empowering one. I'm fit as well. That's an empowering one. I hate sleep, can't sleep well. That one's disempowering. And notice when you speak them, when you say them, how they feel in your body, because you will know straight away if you're going through them and you're thinking, I'm not sure whether that's empowering or disempowering. Sit with it and think, how does it feel in my body? How does it feel to say, I hate sleep, I can't sleep? If you really sit with it, it feels quite icky. It's like a bit of tension and resistance that comes up when you say to yourself, I can't sleep. Sleeping sucks. I hate that I have to sleep. That's, yeah, that's not calm, peaceful, grounded, happy, joyful. That's more so guilt, shame, fear, stress. So really sit with each one if you are needing to see how it feels for you first before you figure out whether it is empowering or disempowering. Okay, so circle. So I'd circle this one. I love sleep. This one, reading this and saying it feels really good. I love sleep. I love sleep. It feels super empowering. So I would keep this one here. This next one here, I'm worthy of a healthy relationship with food. So that one there I would keep because it's quite empowering, even though it's not specific about whether the relationship is healthy or not, but I'm worthy of a healthy relationship with food. I can't run. That one's quite disempowering. Reading that, I'm like, that's just feels like not being enough, living in lack, living in limitations, saying I can't run, even though, hey, you may not actually be able to for whatever reason. But if you keep saying I can't, then it really does make life feel a bit a bit sucky, doesn't it? And I love to go to the gym. I love reading that. That feels really good. So that's one I would circle as well. Yeah. So go through each of your ones and circle the ones that you want to keep, the ones that are empowering, the ones that feel really, really good, the ones that serve you. And then the ones that don't serve you or are not empowering, just leave them there. You can pause the video if you need to go through it, because I'm not going to like give you set times to do it. If you need more time, just pause it here. Okay, the next part of it, what we want to do is look at a bit of like environmental kind of stuff, our places that we are in, situations that we are in, people that we are surrounded with, content that we consume. Yeah. So I want to environmental factors. So that's going to be content consumed, whatever I just said. People you surround yourself with. Different situations. It could be like a workplace environment. Could be like events that you go to, who you live with, flatmates or partner, spouse, whatever. So the last part here, what I want you to go through is the ones that you circled, the beliefs that you want to keep, or the identities that you believe about yourself. I want you to really think about, factor in, and to write down what are the environmental changes that you could make to help make these beliefs stick. Yeah. So let's say, or let's, for example, let me just give you an example. Okay. It can be a goal that you might have set. Okay. It could be a belief that we've written up here, or it can be a goal. Let me just put a goal. So let's say that I'll do a really, really common one. Lose 10 kilos and eat more healthy. Okay, so like less junk food and takeaways. And of course, you can get more specific with that goal, but I'm just going to make it quite broad. So let's just say it's lose 10 kilos, eat more healthy, less food takeaways. Oh, and it can be and to not need to go to the doctor 4 times a year. Okay, maybe that's what it is. Maybe you don't want to rely on going to the doctor all the time because you're too healthy to go. So this is your goal here, or your outcome, whatever it is that you're wanting to achieve. So you're basically saying that this is something that you want. So you're saying that you don't have it right now. Otherwise, you wouldn't be putting it down as a goal. There must be a struggle or something coming up here to show you and to affirm that you don't have the 10 kilos less on your body and you're not eating healthy and you still go to the doctor a lot, okay? So what I want you to do now is to write down why is it so to lose 10 kilos and eat healthy? What is going on that hasn't already happened yet? What is going on that you're not already there with the 10 kilos less on your body and eating healthy? And why is it that you go to the doctor 4 times a year? Okay. Is it the content that you consume on social media? You're constantly watching cake baking videos, or you follow people who are a body type that you don't really want to have, or you watch videos that are of people who just seem like they've lost their will to live, or they're not really inspiring, or they just make you feel like really kind of bleh. That's important there when you are looking at your content consumed. Okay, so what can you do to change what content you consume, that you look at, that you read, that's going to help you to be able to lose the 10 kilos, eat more healthy, less takeaways, junk food, not need to go to the doctor 4 times a year? Yeah, because the content that you consume, you may look at it and go, oh yeah, well, I can watch this and it's not really going to affect me. And yeah, it might not affect you to a certain point, but it is something to really be aware of, and it can actually be a huge part of this goal here, and the reason why you're not already there yet and you're trying to still aim towards it. So with content, just unfollow people on social media who make me feel unmotivated. Okay, maybe that can be like a specific action step or something that you can do so that you can start to believe that you love going to the gym and you love sleeping, and start believing and taking on these as an identity. Yeah, we've got to break it down and look at the habits that you're currently taking on board and what's going on in your environment that is affecting that. People you surround yourself with. Okay, so we'll go to that one. Oh, you can add more to this one as well, content consumed. So it could be like movies. Are there movies that you watch that you watch a lot of horror killing movies, even though you may think, what has that got to do with losing 10 kilos? It may be that you get so fearful of them or addicted to them that the fear might be holding on to your body weight. The stress of watching it, like, it's so addictive, but it can hold on to body weight. Fear and stress and anxiety can hold on to body fat. So maybe that's something that could be movies or TV programs or TV shows or anything like that. Being aware of how you're feeling when you are consuming them, and if they're contributing to this goal or keeping you the same. So people you surround yourself with, write down now, what would you need to do or to change when it comes to people you surround yourself with? If you are wanting to give up alcohol and you are a drinker and you really don't like that you drink and you hang around with drinkers, you're probably going to have to put some boundaries in and standards in with who you hang out with. Yeah. And for this one here, it doesn't have to be a massive announcement On social media, I'm announcing that I'm not going to be hanging out with Brian and Susan and Sandy and Jack anymore because they drink all the time, and I'm cutting you off completely. Cut, bye, see you later. It doesn't have to be dramatic like that. It can literally be, and I recommend this as well, if you wish, to slowly stop your contact or your connection with these types of people over time, which means that you just start saying no. No, I'm not free on Friday night to go out for beers and hot chips. I'm not. When are you free next? I'm not sure. I'll let you know. You can keep just saying no, and you can, if it feels good to you, if you feel like you want to be upfront, you can tell them, hey, actually right now it doesn't suit me or align with me coming out drinking with you because I'm wanting to give up. You can be direct and straight and say that to the people if you want to. If you're a little scared and nervous at first, maybe you will be able to eventually get the guts to be able to say that, and maybe it's too much for you and causes too much anxiety to tell people straight, I don't want to hang out with you, or don't even make it about hanging out with them, just make it about the alcohol, saying, hey, I really want to give up alcohol right now and I just don't want to drink, and I'm going to start saying no to going out to these events. Okay, so it would need to look like saying no to drinking on the weekends. Okay, if you are wanting to give up alcohol, which can help with all of this here. 10 kilos, junk food, takeaways, because what happens when you drink is probably go and get McDonald's at night, and then you want McDonald's in the morning when you're hungover, and then it's that cycle that can end up being repeated. So you're going to have to say no more often. You're going to have to put boundaries and standards. I love this phrase and this term. Boundaries and standards around your time and energy. You don't need to be rude to people. You don't need to be nasty. You don't need to wrong them. That's an important thing as well. Don't wrong people that you feel like you've outgrown. If you no longer align with somebody or feel like you're on the same path as them, don't wrong them. Don't make them wrong. Okay, because you not that long ago you did align with them and you were on the same path. Now you're not. That's okay. Just accept that not everything is meant to be. Not every friendship and every relationship is meant to be. Just let it go and don't make them wrong and hold anger and resentment and unforgiveness and bitterness towards them. Because those things I just said, anger, resentment, bitterness, and unforgiveness, can cause you to hold on to weight as well, and can make it hard to lose the 10 kilos if you're holding on to unforgiveness towards people and hating people. So let that go. Just accept that some people are for you for life and some people just aren't, and that's just all a part of it. Okay. Now, when it comes to different situations, so that's situations can be like events, yeah, or anything that you are going out to, or it can even be something that you're staying at home for, doing, even if you're on a Zoom call, if you're in person or you're meeting up with people at a cafe, going out for lunch, going out for dinner, whatever it is, same sort of thing. Different situations and events that you go to. What do you need to do? So write down some more. This is just one example I've used here for unfollow people and saying no. What do you need to do, or what habits do you need to change that are not blaming anybody else and saying, oh, my mum needs to change, or my dad needs to change, or it's actually my husband, and when he understands me, then I'll be able to change. No. We are not doing that. We're not going there. We are working on and focusing on what it is that you need to change. Okay, so add some more there if you feel that is needed with events. It could maybe be with events, I need to actually start saying yes to water when people offer me water. When someone says, would you like a drink of water? I need to start saying yes, because maybe you say no and then you end up having fizzy instead, and then you just don't want to do that and you feel that. So maybe it's saying yes to something. You need to start saying yes to having more water, or maybe you need to start saying no to something, whatever it is, add that in. Same with the workplace environment. What is it that you need to do? What habits do you need to change in your workplace environment to help you to work towards this, let's say, New Year's goal that you have here? Write it all down of what you need to do, okay? all of this ties in with this as well. It's a bit of habit change, behavior change, patterns and coping mechanisms and all of the things, but it does tie in with who you believe you are as well. Because believe it or not, every content you consume, people you surround yourself with, your workplace, your job, your business, everything that you choose is going to come down to what you believe about yourself to be true. For example, if you believe that you can't run, you're unfit, you're obese, you're unhealthy, and look, you may even be obese, but if you keep telling yourself that all the time, that you are and you can't change and there's nothing that you can do, and life sucks and it's my genetics, and you're probably going to choose a workplace environment that's going to reflect that. So it might be you'll choose a job that is more like a desk job. Maybe you're sitting more often, or maybe you're not as active. You're definitely not going to choose a workplace environment where you have to be fit and active and happy and moving around a lot and energetic. If you believe that you're not, you're going to end up choosing a career that's going to match what you believe who you are. Okay, so let me actually write that down. Your job, work, career, business, whatever it is, choices are a direct reflection. This is taking a bit of a holistic approach here, so we're going onto this area of life here, but it still all relates to health and wellness. Is a direct reflection of who you believe you are. So whatever, and same with your partner. You choose your partner based on who you believe you are as well. You're probably gonna, if you believe those things that I said before about not being worthy, or you hate your body, or you're probably gonna choose somebody that's gonna reflect that in a partner, in a relationship as well. So that's why it's really, really good to be aware of these things here, and not just set goals alone, not just set this goal that we have here, example, goal or intention. You can call it a goal or intention or an outcome, whatever it is. Different names, whatever one suits you. This goal, intention, outcome here is basically, yeah, it's good to, instead of just set this and write it down and put it on your wall, is to do all of this inner work as well, so that you become the person who can actually maintain this. Yeah, and you don't find that this time next year, at the start of 2025, you still got that goal. And then 2026, and you're still working on that same goal and that same goal. And so then you go, oh, maybe I'll just lose 5 kilos instead, or maybe I'll just lose 2, that'll be easier. It's a pattern if you keep coming up with the same frustrating goal each time and going, oh, why am I not getting there? Or you're getting there, you probably, a lot of people do lose the weight, but then you're putting it back on again. Yeah, or you're just not sticking to this and making it a habit and a lifestyle, and it seems really, really tiring and draining. So that's why this inner work is really, really good and important to do, of who you believe that you are. We've got to shift it. And this is not a physical thing. You're not shifting furniture around and making space in your house. You're shifting things internally. And it's not something that you can just go, all right, I'm going to go shift my beliefs right now. Let me do it. Let me do it. And it's like, is it happening? Is it working? Is it working? And you look around and it's like, poof, magic, fairy dust, sprinkle some magic, and then has anything happened? And you're kind of like waiting. It's not like that. It's not like that at all. It happens when you become aware of these environmental factors, who you're surrounding yourself with, your content you're consuming, your daily habits, and your choices. Yeah, so it's going to start with what you choose to invest your time, effort, and energy into. Okay, because we all have choices. We all have choices to decide where we invest. I'll finish there with that. We all have choices to where we invest our time, effort, and energy, or who we invest it into. Okay, we all have a decision. We make choices all the time, every day, as soon as we get up, making decisions and making choices as soon as we get out of bed. Okay, and it just takes making something different, a different choice or a different decision in order to get a different outcome. And then it's got to be consistent so that it ends up becoming a lifestyle. But then it's not going to become a lifestyle or a habit. It's going to be really hard to be consistent if these beliefs here and your identity is blocking that and it's stopping you. Yeah. Awesome. I'm going to finish there. If there's anything that you wanted to comment on, or you have any questions or anything like that, let me know in the comment section below what you thought of this. And if this made sense, I want to make this really clear that all of this doesn't all have to completely make sense to you. It doesn't have to land with you. Yeah. Quite often I sometimes now get light bulb moments and I'm like, oh, that training I watched 2 years ago, it makes sense now. I needed life to go by. I needed to experience more of life and time to go by in order for that training that I watched 2 years ago to go back on it and be like, whoa, I see this differently. It makes sense now. So if this doesn't all make sense to you now, that's okay. Don't force it. Don't try and make it fit like a square peg in a round hole if it's really not sitting with you. Eventually over time it will make sense. You've got to allow it to make sense and not always fight it or resist it. Because fighting and resisting is stress, and that can hold on to weight and be really hard to lose that 10 kilos for good. Yeah. So let me know what you thought of this, if it made sense, if it landed with you. Identity shifting, your beliefs, your habits, all of the things, goal setting. Let me know what you thought of this training here. I will finish up here. So I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you got out of it, and thank you for watching.